I'm going to have to edit that last bit in. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages, but when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order even ever after. The Wardens were his home and his lasting companions. Helena never saw her clan again, but neither did she forsake her Dalek culture, nor her sharp tongue, nor her quick temper. Her friendship with the Warden Commander changed her opinions on humankind significantly. Shortly after the Mother's defeat, Darkspawn stragglers who still remained on the surface attacked the human village. Helena was the only Warden nearby and defended the village single-handedly. She did not sneer once. Years later, on an expedition to the Deep Roads, Helena took off on her own. After saying she had seen surrounding in the shadows, the other Wardens searched for her, but she was truly gone. Over the next years, Nathaniel dedicated himself to the Order and clearing the blemishes on his family name. After saving Tyrion Fergus Kuzlin from a bandit attack, a portion of Amaranthium was returned to the house. Nathaniel passed the holding to Delilah's son, and when a new castle was eventually built there, a statue of Nathaniel was created in its courtyard. Oh, that's awesome. Once the Darkspawn threat was ended, Justice left the Grey Wardens to pursue other injustices. Years later, he appeared on the doorstep of Christoph's new widow, and smiling, simply dropped dead. Holy shit. Ara finally had a body to mourn. If the spirit itself remains alive, it has not yet shown itself. With the mother dead, Sigrun seemed to lose her purpose. She withdrew from her friends in the Order and spoke to them less and less each day. One morning, Sigrun was simply absent, her bed made, and her trunk emptied. A young recruit who had been up in the night said she had left for her calling, gone to finish what she started in Kal Hirol. Algren continued to regale young Warden recruits with tales of his prowess in both battle and bed. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather reattempt the joining than lift another mug. Felsie returned to Vigil's Keep several times to see Ogren, usually bringing her toddler as well. Ogren's inability to act seriously wore on her, however, and her visits dwindled and then stopped altogether. If Ogren missed her or his child, he never showed it. As for the savior Ferelden, he did not remain as commander of the Grey for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, and the blight well and truly over. It was time for him to move on. Some years later, the savior of Ferelden vanished entirely. Nobody knows for what purpose he departed, yet neither does anyone think his tale is complete. And that is true, folks. So that was Dragon Age Awakening. I thought the climax was rather it just kind of happens. But otherwise, I thought it was a fairly solid, if dark, turn for the game. Because, alright, you look at it like this. Either way, it's either you lose Amaranthian or you lose Vigil's Keep, and I obviously chose to keep Vigil's Keep. But, you think about it, the Blight was ended, but still, we lost a good chunk of the Arling. Like, it became a desecrated ruin, and the Warden's reputation became kind of squandered again. Well, because of my actions, because I spared an architect. So, I guess in a way you can kind of say that my actions kind of caused the other Grey Wardens to say, well, what the hell are you doing, man? You potentially risk another Blight surfacing. And that could have been my guys like, alright, I may as well disappear from this place. The mother's dead, the architect's off doing his thing. I'm no longer needed here. Time to go find Morrigan again. So that'll be where the next part of this game goes. It will be the Witch Hunt, and that will be the end of Dragon Age Origins. I'll tell you, it's been fun doing this Let's Play so far. And like I said, it's all going to be one big ordeal. So you won't see... well, actually, it's all cut up into chapters, so no, it doesn't really matter. You'll pick up immediately what's going on. Now, Witch Hunt, I don't recall, is very long. It's a lot shorter than this. It's just a DLC that you can get for like $5 on the website or whatever. And then after that, it'll be on to Dragon Age 2, which I need to get my mods set up for that. I'll probably end up doing all that tomorrow. Yeah, because it's midnight practically. I need to get to sleep soon so I can wake up and go to work and be miserable there. But, that aside. My overall consensus on Awakening, well, there's actually a little plot inconsistency. I won't say what it is exactly, but I will say who it involves, and it involves Anders. Actually, yeah, for this one, it just involves Anders. For the other character, Justice, his actually makes sense. I can understand how his came about. I won't say what, but you'll find out. You'll find out a little ways into Dragon Age 2, which I'm excited to actually play that one. Hopefully, I can find some mods that'll make the game better. Maybe add more to the background, give it more life, because oh man, the game designers just fucked up. I mean, well, no, I can't even say they fucked up, because it had the potential to be just amazing looking. Like, all right, the setting is in a single city, barring the prologue, but it's set in a single city. That could have worked. Honestly, that could have worked. What they should have had, though, is the free roam. You just have the whole city, one big area, and then, have the outer area be its own little deal. And then you just run around, and basically it's like sandbox type game where you just run around and you have a main plot, and you have all your subplots. Now, the main plot of Dragon Age 2 essentially is survive. Just, you're a person making a living, and things happen, and you get involved in those things, and eventually a big conflict happens, and then you have to get involved in that conflict and make a difference. Now, as far as characters that appear in Dragon Age 2, you will see a lot of cameos, but otherwise it's a whole brand new slate of characters. So, and then I think with Dragon Age Inquisition, it's actually got a combination of Origins characters and Dragon Age 2's characters. Obviously, Liliana will be in it. Morgan will be in it. What other characters? I believe Alistair's supposed to make an appearance. I don't think he's going to be involved a lot. I think his part of the story is kind of done, because what it looks like it's boiling down to, and this game kind of sort of sets it up, kind of. I mean, I know it incorporates demons because they're part of the deal, but it looks like the game itself is looking to focus more on the Mage, Templar, Chantry, Demon aspect. Which, alright, but, a lot of people, like, when you play this and then you play Awakening, you think the Darkspawn are the main antagonist, but it works as a good transition, because it's like the Darkspawn just kind of go into hiding. Like, they've been beaten and bloodied, the Archdemon's dead, the Mother's dead, the Architect's now in control, trying to, make them better. So, I think we'll see them in Inquisition. I think they'll be there, like roving warbands and whatnot, because when this Blight ended, they scattered about. It was different, because in the other Blights, you didn't have, like, the Architect and the Mother. You didn't have these sentient Darkspawn doing things, but now you do, so it completely changed everything. And as for another Blight, hey, I would think that would be a good teaser for the end of Inquisition, if they plan on continuing the series after that, which I'm sure they will. I see this as like a Skyrim type deal. Where you could just, or not Skyrim, but Elder Scrolls, where you can just keep making more and more and have it set, over vast periods of time. Hell, they can go backwards if they want to, like, the first Blight, how the Wardens came to be. Although I would advise against that, but, it can make for a good game. The reason I would advise against that is because you kind of already know what's going to happen. You know that, oh yeah, I play as this guy or gal, and they end the Blight. But I guess it's the matter of how the Blights ended, but it would obviously be that you sacrifice yourself, because you didn't have Morgan to perform a ritual. How many credits are there? Unless it's doing the main game's credit scenes, or just tidbits rather. Oh yeah, and if you encounter that debug, I may as well show you. There you go. If you have that problem like I had with the Battle of Vigil's Keep, you just type in that run script ZZ_VGK _ debug, and then you basically follow these prompt commands. Although I didn't jump to the final battle, I jumped to I think it was like the mid battle, whatever. But yeah. Oh, alright, well, credits ended. So then, folks, in the next video, I will see you all for Dragon Age: The Witch Hunt. I wish it would show an icon so you could have, like, Morgan be like, oh, it's all ominous and whatnot. But until then, folks, until then.